All right, this was my favorite headline of the weekend.
I know.
I think it starts to give me some justification for some predictions I made at the end of last year, but we'll get to that in a second. So Instacart announced the launch of Instacart Platform, a suite of technologies and services for retailers. And according to the fun handout left on the chair of the auditorium in advance of the Instacart CEO's keynote at Shop Talk, the services include 5 key areas, which are e-commerce, fulfillment, in-store technology, ads, and insights. And your thoughts before I rail the hell on this one.
Oh my gosh. This reminds me of that Mitch Hedberg joke that Holden just from my panel just told me from Huge, where he's like, I'm going to give you this flyer. Are you going to throw it away or should I? They're all over the chairs. So look, we did an interview with DoorDash, Shauna Prive, the VP of Global Partnerships this week, leading up to Shop Talk. And I think that what I'm noticing, I guess I know you have a rant among all rants to go on for this, but I'll just say what I'm noticing is that from Shipt, we talked to Rena Hurst this week, from Shauna at DoorDash, all of these third-party delivery companies are experimenting all over the place right now because they have to figure out how to make this business profitable. They know that the consumer wants it. They know that the retailers want it, but I think that they're going to have to try, like Instacart is doing, to put out as many levers as possible as they can serve for their retail partners in order to continue to sustain the business. So I think that explains why we're seeing this from Instacart. Now, whether or not grocers, especially, and retailers are going to give this business up to Instacart, they're going to trust Instacart to be white labeling this kind of stuff. I have a really hard time swallowing that. Yeah.
Well, I think DoorDash is very different in how they're approaching it. Like they've still got the restaurant side of the business. They're going into their own retail, which Instacart is basically shunning that option at this point. If you listen to them talk, they've got the add-on feature to their orders. Like they're doing some really unique and innovative things. They've got the scale. But yeah, you're right. I'm going to go on a rant, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because
let's hear it.
And shout out to Steve Dennis, because Steve Dennis said he loves my rants on the show. So Steve, this rant is for you. This bud's for you. I would describe this whole strategic positioning with one word, and that is pathetic. That is the word that I think best describes Instacart over the whole past year, to be quite honest with you.
Wow.
Like, yeah, I think she's been on the helm 7 months. I think I wrote in Forbes last year that soon we're going to be calling this the company formerly known as Instacart. And because it goes at what you just said, which is when you're using gig workers to pick, pack, and deliver goods, that is ultimately a non-differentiated skill set amongst all the players.
Right.
Really, there's nothing you're really bringing to the table. And when I go in deep on the flyer that was left on the table, 2 of the services really just quite honestly, they piss me off. First is like the end-to-end fulfillment. Based on what at this point? Based on what have you shown the marketplace that you're able to do that?
Right.
You talked about micro fulfillment partnerships. Where are those?
Right.
Why haven't we seen those? But the one that really makes me pissed, it's downright laughable, Ann, is the in-store technology.
Yeah, agree.
I mean, come on, like what? It's laughable. It's just so laughable. Like what? Because of Caper? Like you're claiming you're an expert on in-store grocery technology? Like what? You can send your workers in to pick goods. What else can you do? What else have you shown that you can do? It shows you how little you understand the operational side of retail in my mind. It shows you how you're thinking about this from the perspective of somebody who came from Facebook to now lead a company that by and large is based on operations. But she's trying to push into ads and all that kind of thing, which you can see.
Yeah, ads make sense. The only other, like, I think counterpoint to the operations piece of it is we are seeing a lot of retailers who are using white label Instacart for fulfillment. Like they're using it to operationalize curbside pickup, like Costco, for example. But that said, I think the whole area of in-store technology is quite broad. And outside of that one use case, I don't know what others.
But even that's not defensible because like we've talked about, delivery orchestration is going to come on. The retailers are going to be able to use whoever they want for all of these services. All these services Instacart is trying to claim, all 5 of them are done by other people or done better by other people.
Right.
It's a very competitive space across that landscape. So at the end of the day, like the marketing side where probably their best position to make the sell, which is what she was doing on stage. She was trying to say like, come on board with us. We'll co-share the advertising revenue from our platform because we know how to do that so well. Well, yeah, so do retailers.
Right.
And you can stand up your own ad network as a retailer. Why would you share that money with Instacart? It makes no sense. And I don't honestly, I don't even know how she can look Wall Street in the eye on the in-store tech with a straight face. Like, okay, I'm done. I just think it's an absolute joke. And not everyone agrees with me, by the way.
No.
There were a lot of people at the
There's
show
a lot of people
very
who,
excited about her
Yes,
presentation.
yes.
And I completely disagree.
well, I think she gave a good she gave a good presentation. She was selling hard, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that what she's selling is something anybody is going to end up buying.
Yeah, and buying into the whole the stock, devaluation as a way to incent new employees. I was like,
Oh,
yeah,
that was
all right, come on.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
whatever.
one was not okay with me.